Hello, students. So, welcome to this session on syllogism, a very important topic. Once again, syllogism. You will find a lot of questions on syllogism in various competitive exam, and it is a kind of topic which either you hate or you like. So, either you are good at it or you are not good at it. I hope that by the end of this session, even if you are good, you will find something extra from this session, and if you are bad, you will definitely find something which makes you better at this particular topic of syllogism. So let us start this session. Syllogism, the AILET 22 exam had more than 10 questions based on syllogism. We are talking about AILET exam with the logical reasoning section, 70 questions, more than 10 questions, around 10 questions were on syllogism. It is the most frequently tested critical reasoning topic in all the entrance exams like SLAT, Christ, AILET, of course, I've already discussed. In the CLAT, in the new pattern CLAT, I think they have not yet asked syllogism, but they can. It's an important topic. So our session goal is to help you understand the basic concepts of syllogism through Venn diagram approach and to help you avoid common mistakes that one can commit in syllogism question. So you will be learning the approach of how to solve the syllogs and what are the common mistakes that students commit. So our session flow is the Venn diagram for the common statement types and the mistakes, then the way, the idea, the steps to solve the syllogism question. I call it as idea, and and the last part is the pre-session exercise that we will be discussing. So, what is syllogism? I will now call it syllogs. So, what is syllogism? The term syllogism comes from the Greek language, which means to say together, or in other words, a deductive logic where a conclusion is derived from two premises. So here two premises will be given, and you will be deriving a conclusion. Two or more will be given. So that is syllogism. So saying all the things together and what conclusion you can come out with. A typical syllogism consists of two parts, premises and conclusion. So this is a typical construct of the syllogism question. So two premises are given, premise number 1 and two conclusions are given. You are supposed to tell that which of the two conclusion is correct. One, either both can be correct, both can be incorrect, one can be correct, two can be correct, whatever. So you need to tell that. So this is just the construct of the question. So just for example, premise number 1 says all buses are tires. Premise number 2 says all tires are automobiles. What conclusion we can derive from that? All buses are automobiles. Yes, this is a valid conclusion that you can derive by reading the two statement. Conclusion number 2, all automobiles are buses. That I cannot derive. And how I can say this very shortly, you will learn through the Venn diagram approach. So remember, you can conclude something only when you're 100% sure, when there is no other possibility that exists. So conclusion means 100% surety. So Venn diagram representation, the best way to validate if a syllogism is valid or not. Remember, syllogism is a set of premise and conclusion. Whether the conclusions are valid or not on the basis of the premise, you can do that. The best way is to use the Venn diagram approach. Let us learn the diagram for the basic statements that we encounter in the question. Now, please understand one thing. We will first learn the basic statements. There are four basic type of statements, and how to draw diagrams of the four basic type of statement, that is the idea, and then we will solve the question. So exam tip: for a syllogism to be valid, the conclusion should be valid for all the diagrams possible for the given syllogism. This is something that you need to remember. Now one particular statement can have a multiple diagrams. So what we are saying is that all the cases, all the diagrams should satisfy, only then we can say that it's a valid conclusion. So first type of statement is all A are B. So how to represent all A are B? These type of statements are called affirmative statement. There are two possible cases. Whenever we say that all A are B, you can take A and B as anything that you want. So for example, you can say A as boys and B as humans, whatever you want to. You want to take anything as A and B. So how to represent such types of statement that which says that all A are B? There can be two cases. Case number 1, you simply say all A are B is true when both the circles of A and B overlap. What we are doing here is we are drawing A as one circle and B as one circle. Now, if all A are B, one possible case is that both the circles overlap. That is, the circle of A is on the circle of B. There is no, the area of A and area of B is common. That is one way to represent this, right? This is an extreme case. The other way to represent, which is the more common way to represent, is A is inside the B circle, because we are saying all A are B, means A is lying inside B. All boys are human, for example. So we will say this is boys and this is human. So this is a common way to draw the diagram. This is case number 2. Now, even case number 1 is right. I'm not saying that that diagram is wrong. Even that case is right. So here we are getting 2 cases. But if I see, if I look at case number 1, one conclusion I can draw is that all B are A. Even that is true with regard to this particular diagram. With respect to case number 2, can I say all B are A? No, I cannot say that all B are A. With respect to case number 2, I cannot say that all B are A. Cannot be said, right? However, our purpose right now is only to show how to draw all A are B. The only conclusion that I can draw is some B are A. This is the only conclusion that I can draw. I cannot draw conclusion all B are A. That all B are A conclusion can be drawn from case number 1, but it cannot be drawn from case number 2. Remember, just the last slide, the exam tip, I said that I said that only say something as a conclusion if all the cases are satisfied. So in case of all BRA, case 1 is satisfied, case 2 is not satisfied. So that is not the valid conclusion. The only conclusion from that follows from all A or B is that some B are A. How? Let us see. Let us apply whether we can say some B are A through case number 1. A is equals to B. Yes, definitely that means that some B are A. A is equals to B. Some means it can be anything more than 1. It can be 100% also. So some B are A, valid. Case number 2. Yes, here also the area of B, which is common to the area of A, the circle A, right? That is something which is represented by sum. So sum BRA is a valid conclusion as per case number 2 also. The A which lies inside the circle of B, that common part we can say sum BRA is true for that common part. So only conclusion we can make here is sum BRA. So you need to remember all A are B. If a statement is given all A are B, then the conclusion that can be drawn is sum B are A. Remember, the meaning of word sum is at least 1. Right? At least 1. It can be more than 1. It can be anything. It can be 100 also. What are the common mistakes? Now, because we have concluded sum B are A, we cannot conclude sum B are not A. This is wrong conclusion to make. Please remember, if you have to take away one learning from this particular session of mine, that should be some A are B does not mean that some A are not B. You will learn very shortly why I am saying so. Mistake number 2, all B are A. So both the cases I have shown that so these are the 2 mistakes to avoid. All A are B doesn't mean that all B are A and some B are not A. It only means some B are A. Let us see the representation of sum A or B. This is the most important rule, sum A or B. This statement means that there is at least one element of A which is also an element of B. At least one element of A. Now, at least means from 1 to 100, everything will fall in place. Sum can be 1% to 100%, anything. Right? So at least one element of A which is also element of B. The important thing to note here is word at least. Now, general misconception, some A or B means that some A are not B. This is a general misconception. Once again, I am saying this. However, this is not true because the statement there is at least one element of A, which is also an element of B, also includes the possibility that all elements of A are elements of B. What is the meaning of sum that I have told you? Sum means from 1% to 100% anything. So there is one case where 100% can also be part of sum. If 100% A is part of B, then sum A or not B will not hold good. And that is why sum A or B should not mean sum A or not B. It doesn't mean that, because sum means at least one. At least one means it can be 100 also. And if it is 100, then sum A or not B does not hold good. So please remember this. Now there are four possible Venn diagrams. The most common is case number one. To draw it like this, circle of A and circle of B intersecting each other. Case number two, both are overlapping. So once again, you must have understood this we represented in all A are B, and we say that all A are B means some B are A can also be said, because all means 100%, some can also mean 100%. So this is case number two. Case number three, it can be represented in this fashion also, right? Some A inside B or some B inside A. So there are four possible cases to represent some A or B, but always use this. I'm not saying that draw all the four diagrams. When drawing, you should remember, you should draw the most common diagram. But you should also remember that there are other possibilities which exist. This is for your remembrance, that these possibilities exist, right? Because of case number two, some A or B does not mean that some A are not B, because of case number two, right? Or even case number three could be taken like that. So unless required, we shall take case one as the diagram, as this gives the most possible scenario of sum. The only conclusion that you can derive from some A or B is that some B are A. That is it. Mistakes, some B are not A, some A are not B. That's a common mistake. Please avoid that. Next is representation of some A or not B. It means that there is at least one element of A which is not an element of B. What we are saying is that at least one element of A is not element of B. At least one means from 1 to 100, anything is possible, right? So at least one element of A is not an element of B. There are three possible things. Case number one, B lies inside A. So the area which lies outside the circle A, the part that lies outside the circle A, circle B, sorry, the part which lies outside the circle B is the part which we say some A are not B. This again is one diagram, some A are not B. We can represent it like this, that some A are not B, two intersecting circles. And this could be the third case also. P and A and B, it should be here A and B rather than P and Q. So A and B circle, both separated. Some A are not B. It's difficult to draw the diagram, but you should just, for the sake of understanding, you should remember it. No A or B is the easiest one. Just separate them. No A or B is the extreme case of some A or not B. This is extreme case of some A or not B. 100% wala case, right? Some A or not B ka 100% wala case is no A or B. And some A or B ka extreme case, 100% wala case is all A or B, overlapping circles. Right? So very simple. If you understand this basic concept of sum and all. Sum means at least one. That is it. No means zero. Just remember these words. Now, what are the steps to crack the Syllogism? So I'm calling it as idea. I stands for identify. Go through the premises and identify their type among the four. Among the four is all, some A or B, some A or not B, no A or B, this kind of. Draw all the cases possible for each premise. I think you don't need to draw all the cases, but just if the question becomes difficult, if there are multiple cases, you can think. Evaluate all possible cases, particularly think about the extreme cases. This is important. Think about the extreme cases. Some ka extreme is all A or B. Some not ka extreme is no. All ka extreme is overlapping. All A or B, the extreme cases A and B both overlaps each other. Some A are not B, the extreme cases that both are disjoint. And some A are B, the extreme cases 100% A is with B. So all wala case. Avoid common mistakes and marks. So now you have learned all the common mistakes. Avoid them and mark. Let me represent it through one example. All knowledge is good. How to draw the diagram? I will draw the most common diagram. All knowledge is good. This is the most common diagram. Some knowledge is difficult. Now, when I'm drawing the second circle, My objective should be to keep some knowledge is difficult, right? So I should draw a circle, which is the most common case. Some knowledge is difficult, something of this sort. Which of the following derivation is correct? Some good are difficult. Some good are difficult. It looks a valid conclusion because good and difficult, the circle intersects at some part. Some good are difficult. All difficult are knowledge. Can I say difficult lying inside circle knowledge? No. All good are difficult. Can I say good is lying inside difficult? No. All difficult are good. Can I say it is happening? It is not happening because in my circle there is a part which is lying outside the G. Now there could be a case where people draw the diagram like this and they have done it like this. So please do not do that. Please do not do that because that could create a problem, right? So this is something that you need to remember. You intersect it in a way that a part of it lies outside G because the given relation doesn't mention anything between what is G that is good and what is D. It doesn't mention. But if I draw the diagram of D inside G, I'm assuming that all D are G. That is not mentioned. Only thing mentioned to me was some knowledge is difficult. So that is the diagram I should focus on. That is what we mean by cases. So answer to this particular question should be option number A. So this is your illustration of the pre-session question. Let us solve these questions. The statement, some boys are scholars. So I will draw it like this. Some boys are scholars. Some teachers are boys. Now there can be ways. Now a student can draw a diagram like this, but this will be wrong. Why this diagram is wrong? Because here you are automatically assuming that there is some relationship between teachers and scholars. Please don't do that. You cannot assume that there is some relationship between teachers and scholars. All given to me is there is relationship between boys and teachers. So let me draw the diagram like this. Boys, scholars, and I will only draw teachers here. No intersection with scholars. And next, all scholars are observer. Now, all scholars are observer. That means scholars will lie inside and observer will lie outside. So what are the conclusion? This is my diagram. What are the conclusion I can draw? Some scholars are boys. It is there. Some scholars are boys. From my diagram, it is clear. So one is there. Some scholars are not boys. I cannot say. Some A or B does not mean that some A are not B. So that won't be the answer. Some observers are boys. Does observers intersect boys? Yes, it does intersect boys. The circle of observer is this. So this also intersect boys. So even this is given. Some teachers are scholars. This is not true. As per my diagram, the circles do not intersect. However, if you would have drawn diagram like this, you would have said even this is right. And you may have tempted to mark all of the above. That is wrong. So take this as a learning. Do not draw a diagram which builds a relationship between two entities and the relationship is not given in the statement. Just take care of that part. Even in my demonstration I took care of that part. Even in this you need to take care of that part. That is one very basic fundamental mistake that people commit. Let us look at the question number 2. Some aeroplanes are balloons. So aeroplanes, balloons. Some balloons are rocket. Now once again, don't draw the diagram of balloons here so that it cuts aeroplanes. Don't do that. It cannot. But we need to take the case of extreme. Because there is nothing mentioned about the relationship between aeroplanes and rockets. I will keep aeroplanes and rockets as far as part. So this is the diagram. What is the conclusion and I can draw? Some aeroplanes are rockets. Cannot draw. Some rockets are tables. Where does table come in? Not the right answer. All the rockets are balloons. Not true as per my diagram. All the balloons are airplanes. Nothing is right as per my diagram. Answer is none of the above. Next, all whales are fish. Some fish are not amphibians. Okay, let me draw the diagram. All whales are fish. Some fish are not amphibians. I'm not drawing this diagram of not. I will see if it is required. As I said, some A are not be difficult to draw. So I'm keeping it apart. If need be, I will do it. All whales are amphibians. Now, all whales are fish. All whales are amphibians. There are two ways to do this. One can be whales lying here. Sorry, amphibians lying here. That is outside of W and inside of F. And other is whales lying, amphibians lying outside of W and F both, right? So let me draw a fresh diagram. So this could be one case where amphibians lies between fish, or fish lies between amphibians and whale. This is case number one. Case number two, W and F and A. That is, amphibians lie between the whale and the fish. All whales are amphibians is shown. Some amphibians are not fish. Now, out of the two diagram, which diagram tells me that some amphibians are not fish? Let us look at diagram number one. Diagram number one tells me that some amphibians are not fish. All the amphibians which lie outside the F, it is some amphibians are not fish. But diagram number two is not like that. So the case number one should be focused upon. Let us look at the conclusion. Some fish are amphibians. As per the case number one, this is true. Some fish are amphibians is true. Some amphibians are fish, even that is true. If some fish are amphibians, then some amphibians are fish, that is also true. Only whales are both fish and amphibians. Can I say that only whales? Only whales can only be done if the circle of whale overlaps circle of F and circle of A. Only then we can say it only whales are both fish and amphibians. So that is not the right answer. All amphibians are fish. Again, as per this my diagram, not the right answer. So here only A and B can be concluded. Next, all libraries are laboratories. So all libraries are laboratories. No laboratories are hostels. Very easy diagram. No lab is hostel. What conclusion can I draw? All laboratories are libraries. Just look yourself. Can I say all laboratories are libraries? No. Some hostels are libraries. I cannot say. Diagram, library and hostel are far apart. Some libraries are hostel. Once again, can't say. No library is hostel, yes, because library and hostel are far apart. They cannot intersect. Answer is only D. Very easy question. Next, all girls are students. Girls, students. All doctors are students. What I should do here is I should draw a separate circle of doctors, and that should not intersect G, girls. Why? Because remember, in my question number one and in my demonstration, I said that until unless there is a relationship given between G and D, and it is possible to draw a diagram which doesn't create an unnecessary relationship between G and D, I will do that. I am not creating unnecessary relationship between G and D because there is possibility to draw a diagram like this. So this should be the diagram. All girls are students. That is already given. Some students are girls. Oh, this can all this can be concluded. All girls are students automatically means some students are girls. Some students are doctors. Even that can be concluded. All doctors are girls. That can't be concluded. So answer is only 1, 2, and 3. So that is it for this particular session. If please remember few things. Some ARB does not mean that some AR not B. Remember the extreme cases. The extreme case of some is all. Extreme case of some not is no. Please remember the extreme cases. And the third thing, do not create unnecessary relationship. If you can draw the diagram between the two entities in a way that they do not intersect, do that. If there is no way to draw the diagram without intersecting the entities about which relationship is not given, then you cannot do anything about it. So that these are three basic things that you need to remember. And I am sure Syllogs is 100% accuracy section. You will score high. Thank you very much.